Alright guys, maybe some people saw the little short video I put out this morning. That's the box that it came in. This is from Anytone, so thank you for sending the radio. And this is just a video to kind of show a few things. So the first thing is you can use the adapter that you have from the SR94 HPC / Apollo 2 / 5555N2 / QT60 / CRT, whatever they have. So you can use all that stuff. Barring that you go here, now this could all change later, so what you're seeing now might not mean anything down the road, but you go here and you go to microphone type and you put it in the type 2. That's what you need to do. If it's in type 1 or 3, it will not work, so keep that in mind. We'll jump right into the performance really quick, the testing of it. So let me plug this mic cable in. This is how it looks under a two-tone test on sideband, so it's a little distorted like most of their radios are. Most guys wouldn't know what I'm even showing, let alone would care. Unfortunately, in the hobby, that's just the way it goes, because the radios do sound good already. So, but in the reality, you would love to see this power. This is RMS. This is RMS. There's no peak. This is a 25 watt element. You'd love to see this at least half. If you lower this by half, this was going to look perfect. You can see here what we're looking at. So we would at least like to see this radio be up in the 20s. This is in the type accepted mode, like the EU mode, which I'm thinking is supposed to be like for conformity. So I would think that this should be much higher number at this low power level, because peak envelope power, we're only sitting at about 13 watts. So I would love to see this way higher. The George in America FCC, it's super, the number is like in the 30s, I think, or something. It's outstanding, and that's the same power level. It's like 12 watts or something under the same test. So I would love to see them do better there, and I think they can. It's just a matter of hopefully they'll do that. FM modulation, I've already tested it. It's coming out about 1.8 some odd kilohertz. So obviously it's for the conformity of FM for CB radio. This radio probably will be marketed in a couple different ways throughout the world, depending on where you are. It could just be a type accepted multi-norm CB in Europe. It could also have export mode as an option there too, or not. It just depends. The rest of the world, it could just be marketed as a 10 meter radio. That's what it says here, but when I turned it on, it was a CB. So it's probably going to be one of many ways, depending on who orders the radio and what they have done to it. So I'm assuming that when it's a production type radio, you'll have a logo of that company here, whatever company the radio is being sold by. It'll have their information here, probably some type of ID or something and all that. So I'm sure this will be sold to many different companies throughout the world and will be called many different names. Probably the name could be here. We've seen this chassis before by other companies, so it's not anything new. One thing that's cool is you do have a mute for your speaker, so you can simply tap that and shuts off the sound, which you kind of need at times when you're in a vehicle. You do need at times to just shut that damn thing off. You don't have to shut it off, you can just mute the sound. So that's nice, because we don't have a adjustable volume control. Our volume is here. It's going to take a very long time if you have this thing up high to sit here and click back through it. Maybe there's an option later to use these as volume. I don't know. I've only had this since this morning. So let's get back to the power settings really quick. I don't see an RF power in this mode at all. Whether the radio has one in export mode, I don't know, but I have not seen an RF power setting. So I will show you the power on sideband. Okay, so here is the radio. I'm using a Rode Double a static microphone right now, just because I have the adapter hooked up. It does show you voltage and SWR. So here's the power of the radio. It's about anywhere from 12 to 16 watts. Okay, we'll go to AM mode. It's about 3 and some odd watts of AM carrier. And then with voice modulation, peak envelope power, it's up there, high teens into the 20s. That's pretty good for a factory stock radio, I think. I'm going to do the AM modulation check now. I'll be right back to show that. Okay, so there we go. We're keyed up. It's right on frequency. It is there. It's there. So everything's kind of lining up the way it should. Here's our power, about 3.4 watts. And we'll send the tone in. So it's saying about 12. There's our modulation. So it looks to be maybe a little low. I'd like to see a little bit more, but it's very clean. So I don't have a problem with it right now. I'd like to see it higher. It's about 86% with the test tone, so I'd like to see it about 96%. That would make me a lot happier, since in America AM is our primary mode that we use the most. Maybe not everybody, but most guys do. Sideband would be a close second for a lot of guys. Maybe it is first for some, but most people in America, it's AM first. So in other parts of the world, it's FM, and then maybe SSB or the exact opposite. So that's pretty much it for the radio, what I'm going to show right now. I can show you guys that the NOAA weather band in America, this would apply to you. You hold the band button after you enable it in the menu, and it does come up. You can change the channels. I think there's a way to span and go out of this band and go somewhere else, because there are options in the menu for that. So for this, I'm going to quickly hook the antenna up, and that'll kind of close the video out. We'll just show you the NOAA weather, and then I'll scan through the 40 channels and take a listen to the receiver. Oh, really quick before I do that, I wanted to show the transmit frequency on sideband. So obviously it's just like all the newer radios, they don't have any noticeable drift or anything. So with the 1 kilohertz test tone, that's our frequency right there. So it's perfect. And you would expect to see the same on lower sideband. It would change from a 6 to a 4. So this is obviously upper side. Okay, so let's put this back into the NOAA weather. There's a little bit of warmth to the heatsink, but basically the radio is basically just a big heatsink. So a lot of guys are always commenting about radios about they get hot. I mean, I generally don't worry about that. You wouldn't want to mount this in a position like between the car seat and the center console in a car, because then you might, if you're running this, I believe there is a high power mode, and if you're running this in the high power mode, there's a good chance that this is going to get very, very hot to the touch. And you may actually see from certain manufacturers, they might put a sticker on here saying warning, hot to touch or something. It's sad that we have to do that in the world, but you have to inform people so that they don't burn themselves later. So you probably wouldn't want to do that, where you would like jam this into, you know, your passenger seat. This is the center console, and then the passenger seat is here, and just kind of stick it down in there. You may want to, but you probably wouldn't want to do that because of heat. You'd probably start melting that center console over time. So just think about that stuff. It's a small radio. Put some holes in your center console or something on the side and just mount the thing. That's what I would say. I mean, unless you're leasing a car or something. If you're doing that, then I can't help you, because I've never leased a car, so I always just not afraid to drill a hole in the car to mount a radio. Okay, so here's our NOAA weather.
For the Saginaw Valley. Today, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of rain until late
Pretty
afternoon.
Strong signal. This is my local. A little less on that one.
Sunday night, part 21.
Really weak signal here. Again, if you're driving and you need to just do that, and it'll mute the speaker. I guess the NRC works in WX. Some people really like NRC. I'm not really a big fan of it, but it doesn't want to turn off now. So that could be something they need to look at too. I was surprised, honestly, that it turned on, so
knots late in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy.
I'm assuming now to shut it off, we probably have to go back to standard mode and shut it off. So
20 knots
if they're going to allow it to be there,
mostly clear. Waves 1 to 3 feet.
maybe it was just a fluke that it turned on.
15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 knots in the late
Yeah, I
morning
think it
and
was. I
afternoon.
don't think it was meant to turn on.
Waves 2 feet or less.
Again, this is a prototype, so you're going to see weird things that could happen here. It's not supposed to be for production yet. You would expect some things to work kind of funny and have some bugs and stuff. It's the reason why it's here, so that we can find these things, and hopefully when they do produce these radios, these things can be worked out to where when you guys are spending your money and buying these from whoever's going to be selling them, that you don't encounter these weird occurrences like what just happened, because I don't think that was supposed to happen. Yeah, NRC is on.
A small craft advisory may be needed. These are the 1 p.m. observations for Wednesday at Detroit.
And now it's not on here. So it's on.
The wind was west
It's
at 21
on.
miles an hour, gusting.
It's still on now. So I don't know, maybe that's supposed to be like that, but it seems a little buggy to me. But again, that's not really a big deal. So here's the receiver. I'm not a big fan of NRC, I already said that, but I like to listen to sound. I like to hear radio for what it is. He likes it too. Seems to be a lot of Puerto Rico and stuff coming in today. Let's see if we can't make a contact on the little radio before we close the video out. CQ, 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 269, 269 Michigan, 269 Michigan, CQ. How about you, 909? Are you out there? 269. Kind of figured that would happen. It's not very good here today. So, whoops. She's a small little guy, so remember that. If you can't fit this in your vehicle, then you got a serious problem. That's all I'm going to say. Is it the best radio for the vehicle? I don't know. I'll find out because I'm going to go put it out there today. All right, that's it for today on this little radio. I'm sure in the next months to come, you'll get bombarded with all these guys that get these radios for free, like I did. And you're going to see hundreds and hundreds of videos of the same thing. Guys taking it out of the box, showing it, using it, whatever. So they're going to ram it down your throat. I'm not going to be selling it, so I'm not trying to sell you on it or anything. But if Stryker happens to get on board with it, then I will sell it. So that's, or President, one or the other. As far as the other brands, if KPO were to decide to get some, maybe I'd buy a few of them from them. But I will not offer it from, you know, other supply houses anymore and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm just merely trying to show you the radio. You can make your own decision on what you think later, because there'll be a lot of other guys, once they do produce these, they'll be sending them out for free, I'm sure, to all these big influencers on YouTube and everybody else to show the radio. And just remember that you know, this is a prototype, so what you've seen here very well could not be what you end up seeing when you buy the radio. 73.